Howdy, howdy. What's happening? All right. I think I'm live. I'm just going to run down, bring this downstairs, and I'll be right back. All right. Proper hello to you all. So, today we're going to be working on an album cover, something I have not done live yet. I have done some single covers and album covers in the past, but nothing of this kind and nothing with the actual white bread art. So we're going to be doing that. And yes, I'm wearing an album cover myself. I'm not so much into Iron Maiden music, but they do have really cool album art. So this is kind of like going to be there to inspire me to do it. All right. Before we get into all of it, I got to do the customary wave in front of the screen, the product, and how do I know? How do you know that I qualified to make an album cover? Well, this is my what do you guys call it? Like a criminal record, artistic record. Yet, published, roughly speaking, 450 drawings, colored, available on Amazon, not included in the carousel. You go look for it yourself. You just type in collection of drawings by White Bread Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. We're going to be using these drawings, some of these drawings, but disfiguring them a lot for this album cover that I'm going to be doing. It's actually not going to be just an album cover. It's going to be a list of single covers and an album cover. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be slightly challenging for me because, like I said, I have not done anything of this sort live yet. Also, before we jump right into it, we also have a trilogy called Anti-Illusion, Anti-Embarrassing Philosophy of books. These are raw, unedited, unformatted drawings that my husband produced. And they're here accompanied by witty social commentary, philosophical ideas, strange artistic worldview, and koans. Tomorrow is always looking over its shoulder and watching its back. You would be paranoid too if today were stalking you. Poetic, but also kind of like creates cognitive dissonance in your mind in order to snap you out of your vicious circular thoughts. It's kind of like the same thing as what is the sound of one hand clapping, or what sound does a tree make in the forest when it falls and there's no one there to hear it. Same opera, designed to, well, yes, snatch you out of your pathological thinking and get you back in the moment. So these are these books that contain timeless wisdom and raw art, and also Let's see if I can read it from the screen. Shattered were the hopes of yesteryear, and yet before long the gongs had been longing for a strong song from the wrong. Anyways, all of this makes sense if you sit down and think about it. It will increase your IQ. These are also sort of Rorschach tests. Also, these three books are published, available on Amazon. Only if you just type in Philosophy, anti-illusion, anti-embarrassing. All right, our shill segment is over now, and let's get to it. But first of all, we will finish that drawing that I started last time, and you guys get to see it. It was very complicated, had a lot of details. As you can see, I had to like go and manually color all of this. And I don't even know, like this almost looks like rays of ether to me. It's like, what would ether look like if you were to color it? Oh, wow. Timothy Shane, 3 minutes ago. I don't know how you get I know you're like, I'm on the schedule or whatever. You get to see when I post, but man, you're like always the first person, the early bird to comment. I used to buy vinyl records just to have the art, even if I didn't like the music. I was a fan of the band solely for the album art. Yeah, I have bands like that too. That I like the art better than the music. Pearl Jam was one of those bands. I liked some songs, but the actual vinyl album and its art was better than the music. Yes, some of their um, albums even had sleeves that contained like photos or well scans, copies of photos of things like viewed from an artistic point of view, usually dark. Yeah, can't remember which album that was, but it's one of those Pearl Jam albums. That's a Woody Cohen. Thank you. That's heavy. Twitter is the strong song from the wrong. Yeah, I know. It's like a social commentary and can be applied to modernity. Ether works with the sun. Uh, yes, I should hope so. At least that's my idea of coloring it. Asia was another band with great art and questionable music most of the time. Yeah, that's funny you mentioned Asia. Not a lot of people know about that band, but it was like a super group containing of people from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and who's the other famous guy? Was it the guy from the Who in Asia? Not the Who, sorry. Yes, was it one of those guys? Yes. Yes, I meant yes, I said who. Anyways, yeah, they had an incredible album art, and I think it was the same guy, the same artist who did covers for Yes, did covers for Asia. Yeah, I remember I had like 3 or 4 albums. Great art, and yes, exactly like you said, questionable music. Some great songs, but like overall album is not really, especially considering the credentials of the band's members. All right, so since we got that figured out, let's finish this artwork here and see what we can do. I'll just make sure my opacity is right. Why is this so dark? Yeah, Asia's funny. I had a lot of hopes for that band, and I don't know, it didn't answer my expectations or what prove no, deliver the goods is what I'm trying to say. I remember they had that one album cover. I forget what the name of the record is. It's got like a lion with wings and um, eyeballs on it or something. It looked kind of like Masonic a little bit, or maybe not Masonic, occult would be a better way to describe it. And yeah, I was always fascinated by the art, not so much by the music. I remember in the days before internet, my dad would actually buy this like Soviet edition or early 90s edition books that would, for collectors, I guess, that would number or would have all the discographies of all these bands. So it would be like a short biography of the band and then the albums and then rated kind of like best to worst. And he would always try to get all the albums. Well, the goal was to collect them all in their entirety, but you could never really have full access. And buying CDs in the 90s in Ukraine was kind of like an underground type of thing. It wasn't illegal or anything like that, but it was not out in the open where you could just like go to a store and purchase an album or multiple albums. So you had to go to these like once a week, usually Saturdays around lunchtime. I remember kind of like these somewhat underground um, places where all these weirdos and all the guys were weird. I remember now, like I saw some of them, and they're just these collectors of music. I think some of them sold vinyl, but CDs were like the most common. Um, what do you call it? Just trying to color and think of a word, and can't think of either. Medium, yeah, to spread music. And my dad, he would just spend so much money. He's like sweets and music and DVDs, like films and music. Those were his guilty pleasures, I guess. Yeah, that was funny. And he'd bring me and my mom, and we would never want to go. And he would not even want us inside. So we had to sit in the car for like an hour and a half, 2 hours for the entirety of this place. All right, give me a second. Bear back. All right, let's get back on track. Anyways, I think Timothy Shane said something. Sounds like British record conventions. Yeah, it was, I guess, somewhat of a local Ukrainian underground record convention. And I tell you, the guys that partake in it are strange people. Morrissey for president. Yeah, that would be the day. We'll actually have standards with Morrissey for president. Um, I remember one time when I was older, I was like already early teen or something. And my dad actually brought me to these places, me and my friend. And that was like one of the first time. And I was like my dad was like into softer rock. Well, I don't know, like progressive rock, art rock, hard rock. I was like more into extreme metal at the time. And I remember this guy, I was just like, oh, well, here's some Black Sabbath. I'm like, do you have anything like heavier than Black Sabbath? And he like looked at me like, heavier than Black Sabbath? And he's like, wait a minute. And then he leaves, comes back, and brings me these like two um albums of Cathedral, which turns out to be Black Sabbath, just like a little heavier, pretty much. It's like doom metal or something. It was all right. I couldn't tell. Particularly liked it, but because I was like already borderline into black metal, that was my thing. But it was good. I still probably have those records somewhere. Not very memorable. Um, it happens. Here goes my AC. All right, sorry. Chicken stuff. Chicken stuff. Timothy says, I had a similar situation with my father's workmate. He gave my father a record by Bolt Thrower to pass down to me. Um, yeah, I only had one experience growing up with Bolt Thrower, and it was like probably not their best record or something. I remember I listened to it and was not at all impressed. And you just wrote not the best band. Yeah, exactly. And maybe they had like better albums, and I got like a mediocre one, but heavier than Black Sabbath. Yeah, they are. Well, they're like metal though, right? Some sort of metal. I forget. Um, yeah, didn't didn't make much of an impression on me at the time. I don't know. Maybe there's like a better album by them to listen to. Yeah, my dad didn't go heavier than Metallica. He did have Napalm Death though, or no, wait, Morbid Angel, Napalm Death. I always confused those two. Like I know, like real fans of that would be like, "What? You can't confuse those two," and I do somehow. Like just the names. And he also once had Butchered at Birth by Cannibal Corpse. Almost death metal. Oh, okay, yeah, both are. Yeah, and I remember like my dad tried to listen to Cannibal Corpse first song, first 10 seconds. He had to turn it off, and he's like, "Oh, I felt my blood pressure go up. Like I can't listen to this this kind of music. It's like too brutal." And I remember my first experience with Cannibal Corpse. I had to like invite my neighbor. I'm like, "All right, I think this is a little too extreme for me right now." I was like 14 or 15. I'm like, "Could you come over, please, and listen to this with me?" Because nobody was home, parents at work. And I'm like, just to be safe. She came over. It was a brutal experience. I never got to appreciate Cannibal Corpse. I think I was too young or something. Um, there's a funny story of them coming to Ukraine and like they only did like 3 or 4 dates and not even. They got banned. I know Russia banned Cannibal Corpse and parts of Ukraine banned them too, but the promoter felt so guilty about them coming to Ukraine and being banned and not getting paid or anything, and so they're like just. Um, I think he put them on a train or into it's like ridiculous adventures in Ukraine, and brought him to like McDonald's at 4 a.m. in the morning, and he said like the guys were really cool, really humble, but very tired, not paid, underslept, and now they found out that they're banned from playing, which wasn't going to be the first time. And he just like brought him to McDonald's. I'm like, man, you travel all the way from America to Ukraine, or Europe, Ukraine, and they bring you to a Ukrainian version of McDonald's. I mean, that's just like worse than worse than worst. I don't know. Timothy says Cannibal Corpse used to brag about how many countries they were banned in as advertising copy. It helped them sell more records in countries they weren't banned in or only half banned, like going to America Town in Tokyo. Oh yeah, exactly. Uh huh. Well, yeah, they were smart. I don't know if they were them or their promoter, but to use that as like the weakness that you use for strength kind of thing, like a promotional strategy, that was smart. Because obviously it's like the forbid becomes the forbidden fruit. People are like, "What? These guys are banned?" Well, I want to see that. It's like the reverse psychology. And also, wasn't it George Bush Senior, if I'm remembering correctly, who actually held up one of the records and said it was like the abomination of the music or something like that. I'm obviously paraphrasing. I don't remember what he said verbatim, but basically he advertised their record to the entire country, and it's become went golden or something after that. That was hilarious. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better promotional campaign than that, and they just like struck gold there, almost accidentally. All right, I gotta shut up now. It's like, although I enjoy yapping, Yup Senior. Yeah, look at you. You know all of that. You know your little death metal history. It made the Bleeding the first gold death metal record. Ah, that was the record, the Bleeding. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I watched a documentary about them on YouTube. I forget. It's like 20 years of or something years of. I think I just ruined the climax. I forgot what it was called, but it was like a documentary on Cannibal Corpse, and man, the luck those guys had, uh, it was just unfathomable. It's just, I guess that's what's called dumb luck, just meeting each other, getting together, from the names of the band and songs to tours and they had like the most loyal, most supportive crowd around them also. And in the beginning, at least, the fans would actually go on tour with the band. Um, just like, can you even imagine anything like that? Unless it's some sort of weird culty band like 30 Seconds to Mars. I mean, that's insane. That's dedication. Yeah, you gotta have a supportive scene around you, um, especially if you're like in such an extreme. Man, I'm just going like a Fuji color on all of this. I gotta look it up. Sorry, that was not what I intended. But what was the logo? Fuji's logo. It's like it was very similar to this. Oh, look at you! You know that too, Timothy Shane. Documentary "Centuries of Torment." Yet, yes, that's exactly that documentary. Available in full on YouTube. And no, I'm not even getting paid for saying that. But anyways, Centuries of Torment. Yeah, story of Cannibal Corpse. Yeah, it was a pretty fun documentary to watch actually. Let's see. Oh wait, I want to look something up quickly. Let me see. When I was a kid, I was obsessed on. My dad, like, for one of my birthday presents, he gave me a camera, and I guess I was like the beginning photographer or something. I got like so obsessed. Oh no, it was a Kodak. Wait, Kodak. And I would buy all this film all the time, and it was like 30 grivnas at the time, which was kind of expensive for film. And also, you had to like pay to develop it and all that. But I loved the process. It's almost like I long for the actual process of, developing. I never got to personally develop film. Like I know some people have the entire like lab in their tubs. I knew two people who did that, and yeah, it's like pretty horrible for your health to do it. So they didn't like continue to do it. Um, but even just like shooting your entire 36 frames and then bringing the film to this little center and paying all the money and waiting a week or so, and the anticipation builds up. It's like you don't get that instant gratification that you get now. I guess Polaroid was like the closest that people had back then to that feeling of instant gratification that everybody gets for free today. But back then, in the times of well, analog technology, or what would you call it? I don't know, like just having to wait to see the result. That was cool. The wait was the waiting itself was a rewarding experience. Anyways, I ought to shut up a little bit or something. Why am I yapping so much? Trying to color here. All right. Let's see. Timothy Shane, mechanical technology. Yeah, I always confuse analog, and I figure I'd be smarter than that. But yeah, mechanical. All right. Let's see. Let's make these windows. I like choosing to make them black. So it's kind of like a sort of portal into a different dimension. Kind of like when you zoom in on stars. I don't know, it's like, you go to school and they somewhat of put in this premeditated concept of what planets supposed to look like in the books, and they draw, and everything's illustration. And so you'll kind of like grow up with a certain understanding that Mars is this way, Saturn is this way. And now there's like this entire movement on YouTube of people who bought this Nikon P1000, and it's like a camera that zooms in 125 times zoom. And so, of course, people are curious, and you can't stop curiosity. So they start zooming in on planets, and everything looks kind of like a portal. And I'm like, this is so strange. It doesn't look like a terra firma sphere. It looks more like a burning, twinkling. I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like throbbing light type of portal looking thing. It's really strange. So I guess we're trying to kind of like emulate that a little bit here. All right. So the question is, now he's got somewhat of a dark sky as part of his body. What should I color that? Timothy, exposing NASA's fraudulent nature. Yeah, I know, like that Japanese Nikon P1000. It's gonna put an end to that. That'll be fun to see. All right, let's go for like a dark. Sorry, I'm like trying to maintain a conversation and make an executive decision on which color. But I do want this. So we have this like overwhelming, overbearing colorfulness cheer in the, like, what would you say, 70%, 75%, 70, 65% of the drawing. And let's kind of like bring some darkness into this corner or something. Because it feels a little bit too cheery. All right, that's more like it. Yeah, so it did look ether-like. Those I don't know, whatever that is. I mean, to me, those look like portals in dimension. Like you start like reading esoteric metaphysical literature, like Hermetics, and they like talk about all these planets as planes more, or is exactly like well, yeah, portals into different dimensions, or levels as they call it, of a spiritual journey or something. And then you start reading other literature, and a lot of it is in fiction too, obviously metaphysics inspired literature. I think even Bulgakov in Master and Margarita talks about how you travel through moon, and moon is kind of like I don't recall if he actually used the word portal in there, but the moon is kind of like the mediator. It's the door, well, which portal is really into another level of whatever your spiritual journey. I don't know. And my attempts, my pathetic attempts at sounding well read. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. Thanks a lot. All right, here we going for the classic palette, green and red, and all the variations of green and red. Let's see. Timothy Shane says the appearance of the planets does seem to make sense with astrotheology. Yes. Well then, can't really say planets when you look at their appearance. Other words come to mind. Oh wait, I want to do the little stars. All right, any other little specks? I guess. Oh no 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 no. Undo. Thank God for Command Z. Wouldn't it be messed up if you could do that in real life? Command Z or Control Z. Is that what it is on a PC? I should know. I have one downstairs. You do something and they're like, oopsie. Well, that would defeat the whole point of karma and everything, right? If you could just undo everything immediately, I'm like, oh, let me just do it again. Don't have to like go the entire circle of suffering and dying and being born again and just like, oh, just right on the spot. Like, that'd be weird. Oh, that'd be also almost be like virtual reality, right? A game. Oh, let me just redo it. That'd be cheating, right? I don't know who I'm talking to. Probably Timothy Shane. Um, all right. Wait, I need the blue. All right. This is insanity. All right, so we got the upside down world. I should do these edges of the buildings though. I guess the point of this drawing, or well, not even drawing, but the coloring job I'm doing here is abusing gradient. This is what I should call it. Gradient abuse. Um, Woman, I don't do this very often. I mean, this is like me being experimental. Oh no. Don't command said. What? Didn't do anything. This is insane in the membrane. All right. I think I'm gonna exhaust all my gradient a- attempts on this drawing and probably not do this again. I don't know. This is just too much, too much. This is definitely inside a mind of a madman. All right, but we still have this. Let's have kind of like a solid, saturated, juicy color here. Oh, wait. I have tea. I should drink some tea. I need some of that honey in my brain. Don't you like a versatile conversationalist? I should be so lucky. Wait, am I on the outside? Oh, right on the outside. Whatever. I guess we'll just switch. Oh, what? This isn't what I asked you to do. No, wait, wait, wait. Oh, you know what? Let's go for the classic. Can't go wrong with a classic. Since I do want it to stand out, and yes, I'm mumbling under my own nose, just trying to figure this out. See, we went so colorful here. Well, I did. It's all my doing. I take full responsibility. That it feels like almost like I'm a little OD on color now. I just need something basic. What the heck did I do here? Accidentally paintbrushed a spot, a beauty mark. All right, what didn't I? Wasn't I? Thank you. By the way, this isn't album artwork yet. We're just finishing up the previous session. I have not started that yet. All right, and of course, since this is a thought slash speech bubble, we will leave it white. Everything else, I think, is pretty much done. The only thing I'm thinking here, I've had a change of heart a little bit and just wanted these to be lighter. Yep. Stand out from the crowd a little bit. All right, cool. Finish that. And yes, this all looks bonkers to me. I guess that's the point. All right, let me just quickly put a little bit more contrast on it, a tiny bit more clarity, since this is gonna go in for publishing. Let's find like a nice balance of saturation. Obviously, this is too much. I mean, this is like Teletubby world. This is not what I'm going for. So a little bit, just a skosh will do. All right. And I'm gonna quickly export it because this was like a lot of hours of coloring and it would just be insane. All right, is this what? I think it's this one, yeah. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Yes, create new folder. And save. And you guys are gonna see like a gray screen or an interrupted screen. That's normal. That's just my program exporting stuff. All right, I should be done now. Let me just double check it on my backup plus. Edited, colored. Yep. 38.6 megabytes. This is how heavy. So heavy that it's taking my iMac like a moment to open it. All right, cool. That's done. Well, now let's get to it after what, like 40 minutes of finishing up, touch up. Let's start doing what I intended to do today. So we're gonna try to create an album art cover. In order to do that, we will start with a new project, obviously, and a classic album cover is 3000 by 3000 perfect square at 300 dpi and create. So you guys are going to see square nothingness for a moment, but this is our format. Now, the album that I'm creating art for is nothing like you've ever heard before. And I know I always say that about our art, but what the heck is this? Sorry. This is a music that's never been heard before, and I'm not gonna show you any of it. But I already listened to the album a couple of times. I kind of have a clue. In a way, it's a conceptual album. I would say that would be my personal diagnosis of it. Um, Let me just find it here and right. So here are the names and digress, egress. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna listen to it. You guys are not gonna hear it. Yes, I know. That's not fair. But in order for me to get inspired, or not even inspired, but you gotta kind of like visualize what you're doing through hearing what it is you're trying to create a visual picture for. Go figure. So let's do this. All right. Actually, I'm gonna put the entire album in the. So we have 9 songs. And this is like assault uh, on all the fronts. All right. Well, it's clearly an entire world. All right. Man, this is fucking crazy. Oh, did I just say a bad word? Oops. Yeah, I know this music makes you lose it in a good way. So I think this is one of the most incredible albums that will come out in this modern world, modern times. And now I have to kind of like create a visual for this. All right, let's try this. And obviously, this is huge image. We're gonna fit it in. All right. And of course, we're gonna copy it and not work on the original, obviously, because we don't want that changed. So it's a dark album, darkish album. And there's a lot going on. And in a way, it's about a dog. Yeah, and always rasterize your images too, the ones that you're working on. Flatten them. All right. All right, so I want this character. And let's also create an empty layer for now. This is just going to be our workstation, just so we could see what's going on and make it black. It's a good, solid background color. Now, I would like to isolate the puppy. And I like how the puppy looks worried. So we're just gonna take away all of this and just leave the worried puppy. All right, my computer is kind of slow poking a little bit. Too much processing, or what's the matter? You want me to close this? All right, let me close this. Too much to ask. All right, how's this? Yeah, still a little struggling. I don't like sane people just cut images out. I'm one of those crazos who just likes to erase around an image. Not the most practical way to do it, but I don't know. It's just something I prefer to do. My puppy. Oh, look at this cutie. All right, let's get our background back. All right, let's leave the pup alone for a moment and work on this background. So this is kind of like a nightmarish, well, yeah, it's pretty much kind of like an abstract nightmare that you're stuck in and with no chance of escaping, but you're enjoying the ride, if you know what I mean. Like it's really weird. Actually, let me before I do that, let me try something else. Hmm. Oh wait. Oh no 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 no. All right, let's see. Sometimes I do this when I want to grungify, darken, nastify something. I do this, and it's not even that important that the image is small. I'll see. I like all of this nonsense that's going on here. All right, let's see. Let's rasterize it or flatten if you're working with a different. And work with the blending modes. That's another like, I mean, this is pretty twisted. This looks almost satanic. Let's remember that. So I want a dirty, grimy. A vivid light is another good one. I'll remember that. All right, which one should we like? Color burn or vivid light? What's the difference? Oh, wait. Wrong. Let's see. Should we do anything with the puppy? The puppy's cute the way it is. And I want her to be kind of like when I'm listening to the music, I can't like color, listen, and talk at the same time and think. It's like too much. Sensory overload. All right. So what I'm trying to do here is, should we leave the innocent puppy alone to be like, oh my God, this is, you know how dogs, I have a wonderful red gold retriever who's just the polyp of my heart, as I call it. She just like, she can do the most terrible thing, and she'll give me those loving eyes of hers, and all is forgiven. So she's like this innocent creature, innocent angelic creature, who's had sepsis last 2 months. She didn't have sepsis for the last 2 months, but anyways, she's had a horrible ride. She's recovering now. She's much better. But it was kind of like a nightmare for her, for us, and she was stuck in this like almost kind of like jail of an experience of horrible, agonizing, drowning in infection. And I'm kind of trying to um, explain this in this image. We have this innocent, beautiful red golden who's experiencing all these terrible, painful, agonizing, uh, nightmarish things. So let's see. I wouldn't want everything on it. Let's just isolate it to the pup. Uh, oh, she's so cute. Stupid dog. I can't handle it. Not quite sure if this is what I'm looking for, but I'm just experimenting for now. Let's see. I don't necessarily want to change. I told you, just isolate the layer. Thank you. Sorry, I'm talking to the program here. Um, I don't want to do any of that. I want to keep the puppy kind of as she is, but just with a little extra something. Let's see, maybe if we can make her more angelic by adding a little bit of glow to her. All right. And also, what is it that I'm looking for? Let me see. All right, computer, wake up. Is this like the afternoon nap? Come on. All right, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. I've seen this character before. Or maybe I can even go into this one and all right, let's see. This is a black and white version of it. I'm going to duplicate it, and this is just kind of an experiment. Like I mentioned before, I've never done anything like this before, live or non-live. I've created album covers before, but not like this way, through collaging art on top of art on top of art, if you know what I mean. So to me, this is also oh wait, I should have wait, I just lost the character. Let me bring that back and see, this is exactly why I do those lines when things like this happen. All right, let's mend the line and just make sure that the actual character is isolated. All right, and it's not. And let's just kind of, since this is an experiment, and I don't even know if I'm going to use this entire thing. And am I asking too much out of your computer? Okay. All right. I just need the guy. I just like that phobic look that he has. The nightmare. And let's go into layer and flip it. Actually, no, it's in arrange. So I work in Affinity Photo. It's not Photoshop. And let's flip it horizontal and finish this. And you know what? Let me just grab the erase brush tool and make sure I'm on the right layer and just kind of cut out this a little bit. It won't matter because I am. All right, come on, computer, what's up? Layering things on top of each other. So we can bring the puppy down and kind of have this guy's claws on the pup. Kind of like trying to get to her. And she's looking worried at that demonic thing. All right. And I don't know if I'm going to keep the phobia guy there. I'm just kind of experimenting mostly. Please, just that one layer. Thanks. No, it ain't, it's not doing what I wanted to do. Let's see. We have a bunch of stuff here. Nope. No, this is not what I'm looking for. Well, that was kind of cool. I like the. This is just sick or what? I like the TV noise effect on the guy. All right, now the question is, should we give it some color? But not the entire one, just this. Yellow is what I would like to pursue. The outline, though. All right, wait, this isn't what I'm looking for. What is it that I'm looking for? All right, and another thing is what this is so. I did want to put something. Let me see. I mean, I don't know. This is like going to be my twisted sense of humor or what? Timothy Shane. What's the name of the musical artist? Will it be on Spotify? Well, you like the cover? I don't know. Should I say the name? I did not. Should I? Is it okay to advertise yet? Yes, it will be on Spotify though. And maybe I should advertise, right? I mean, put it on a. This is the single cover. I wouldn't say this is the album cover yet. It's the single cover. And yeah, maybe I should say the name of the artist. He will be on Spotify. He's not there yet. We will be releasing the music soon enough. Once I'm done with this, I guess. Let me see. Let me just write in the name of the song. I know this is like anticlimactic what I just did, and I didn't answer your question. The name of the artist is the lovable. That's not the name, but I'm describing the name. is the lovable, what the heck? I forgot the word. What do you call a person that eats other people? Not carnivore, but ugh, man, I'm killing it. Killing the joke. This is what happens when you like dive too much to the creative process. Yes, I'm making excuses for myself. Start thinking not verbally, and then you forget words. And now I'm forgetting what I was trying to do with the font. But to answer your question, Cannibal Corpse. Cannibal. Yes, it's a cannibal from a famous novel that in America, especially, everyone should be reading. So from, and I'm forgetting the, oh, jeez. Wait. Yeah, see, switching is difficult for me to, from like writing, from drawing to answering questions. Um, what is the name of the novel? Moby Dick. Jeez. I haven't read it, by the way. Yes, I should feel ashamed. I'm a literature major. But it's a name of the character in the cannibal character in Moby Dick, but spelled a little differently there. So if you read it, you would know. Did that answer your question? I'll write it. I'll probably write it here on the album cover. All right. Um, sorry. It's hard for me to do all these things all at once. It? Hmm. Sorry, I'm just looking at fonts. That's all you got for me? Hmm. Oh, you know it. Oh, good to know you're literate. I got, I had a sense that you might be, but it's spelled a little differently. Let me just find something suitable. Actually, this is kind of cute. Let's try it. I'll remember that. Yeah. This is the name of the song. Oh, what the hell? No. Not Helvetica. I actually had a good feeling about that previous one. Nothing here. Yes, see? See what a boring and dull process it is. This was not too bad. This isn't bad. Oh jeez. This is not it. Um, I still like that previous one better, I think. I think I'm gonna go with that one first. Big. What was it? This one. Now let's see if, and I've never done this before. Yes, I know. So many things I haven't done before. Let's rasterize it for sure. I don't think I'm going to be making any changes to it, but now it would be cool too. I've never used this tool before. Why is this so huge? Size. Smaller than that. Thank you. So what I'm trying to do is just deform the letters a little bit so they kind of go with the flow of this curve, if you know what I mean. So I am changing the font a little bit, but not to the point where you can't read it, if you know what I mean. By dragging the pixels up, kind of bringing it with the flow. It's going to be really subtle, which is the point. All right, so that looks like it's flowing more. Digress. Can you even read that? And another thing that I was gonna do, I think I'm all right here. We can apply that because this was just gonna be pertaining to the font and uh, Queek, Queequeg. Yeah, Queequeg. That's the name, but spelled a little differently. Um, I suppose I could put in a little. Well, let me just finish this while I'm still maybe outline. Let's try. Let's see what we can do. All right. Obviously, we don't need it to be that intense. And maybe the color is a little bit too close to the pup. What do you think? I kind of want it to stand out a little bit. It's a nice thing about the digital controls. You can just do things like that, like this. Kind of like the gray. Maybe it could be a warmer gray. All right, that's nice. We can even do this see-through. Let's try it. Um, blend modes. It's something any graphic designer, it's like should be your to go to. This was pretty nice difference. All right, let's see. Or is it a little bit unlegible? Let's try it. How about that? Digress, egress. All right, so this is the name of the single. I still want to have some kind of like, I know this is like a twisted idea or whatever. All of this is supposed to look like a nightmare. But the puppy is dreaming the nightmare, and the puppy is this innocent, angelic being. So I kind of want, what could I possibly, let me see. White bread, just what's happening? Sky Guy just logged. Which item is this? Featured now is a Western Digital hard drive, 5 terabytes. I just recently bought a 4 terabyte passport, same brand, works great. White bread couple, have all of them in the room. Which were you thinking of? Featuring the hard drives now. Yes, we're talking about hard drives. Sky Guy, I already said that. The Western Digital Black has been quite reliable. Yeah, I already have like 3 passports and can't say anything bad about it at all. I would show it to you, but I don't know if it can reach. Can it reach? I don't know. There it is. There's a piece of it. I'm using it currently. It's connected into my um, iMac. Actually, all of this art is coming from that hard drive right now. So far, so good. All right, so what am I doing here? Yes, this was my crazy idea. I don't know if it's gonna work. Or let's see. This is gonna be some form of collaging, slapping things together. And I want the puppy just to have this kind of like beautiful, eternal, angelic, warm, fuzzy, bubbly type of feeling. And maybe it's a little bit too ridiculous. I just want to experiment with it, and then if it's too ridiculous, I can always undo it. Let's see what I'm looking for. I'll show you in a moment once I find the image that I'm looking for. Let's see. All right, can I open this in tab? No, I thought so. All right, fine. Is it? Oh, where is what? Oh, ooh, what about this one? Yeah, let's try this one. Like I said, it's ridiculous. So bear with me. All right, really? I have to do all of this, really? Just couldn't. All right, downloads. Let's just not confuse ourselves. All right, cool. Let me see. All right, it's gonna be really ridiculous. So bear with me here. And I don't know if it's gonna work or not. No, I said that many times. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is called, I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna rasterize it first. Most likely duplicate it just in case. You always want to work on a duplicate. And grab an erase brush. Most likely I will do this. Oh, what a sweet mobile. All right. So what I'm going to do now is Yes, you got it. Erase it. No, what a sweetie. Yes, I'm eternally in love with my dog. Can you blame me? Look at her. And like I said, I don't know if this is going to work. This is just sugary sugar now. And I don't know if this is just like a ridiculous sense of humor that I have. My husband would be like, wow, they're really like overdoing it. I'd be like, well, it's my puppy. People are like, what's the point of doing that? You put it there and now you're erasing it? Just, you'll see. You'll see. I don't know. I'm myself, I'm in the middle of working it out. All right, there it goes. Uh, mhm. So the question is, oh, oh, idiot. No, wrong layer. There. This is this is the perversion I'm trying to do. I just want to make my puppy as angelic as possible. What would a psychiatrist say about me? I'm like, wow, this woman is pathologically in love with some stupid dog. And I'll be like, yep, that's exactly right. And let's bring the opacity of it. I could make it. I got problems. And I can't even deny it. All right, is this a nightmare enough for you? All right, the question is now, should I let me go quickly. I gotta ask the executive if I should include the name of the artist in the single. I'll be right back. And I'm also gonna pee while I'm at it. So you guys, I'll leave you with this wonderful creature. Drink it up, enjoy it. Uh, yes, she's the love of our lives. And I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And I will write the name of the artist the way it is, the way it will be released on Spotify. So let's just find a good place for it. Well, we'll start here. We can always move things. That's the beauty of digital technology. All right, let's move it somewhere where I can see it because I still gotta choose the font. Stupid dog. In Russian, we have a saying, kids are the flowers on the graves of their parents. I understand that saying very well, and I don't even have kids. I have a dog. And my dog is the flower on my grave. I'm actually almost wondering if I should ask my hubby to, oops, that was not it, to draw out his own version of this and just kind of be it like a signature, you know what I mean? Because for now, let's make it a little bigger too for now. And maybe choose a working font. Because I'm not seeing anything that's really, or I mean, same one as the name of the album. Well, let me see. Obviously not that. What the hell is that? Cicadas or what? Yes. A day in an hour in a graphic designer's life. Sitting looking through fonts. Maybe have it kind of like, let me see, hello first deep big gulp. I'll remember that. Actually, that's one of the ones I always choose for white bread because it looks like a kid drew it. All right, I'm not seeing anything that is making my fantasy bubble. I don't know what the hell am I trying to say, but you know what I mean? All right, none of this. These are all standard basic fonts. This is not going to work. So I will either go with the same font or actually this isn't bad. Greek font. Um actually how about if I just because it also looks like a kid or a caveman drew it or wrote it. So the Whiteberg couple, that's a good idea. Hubby can draw the logo. The hubby's chiming in. All right, well then if that's the case, I'll just leave this here for now as a working title or whatever. But I'd much rather have you draw the logo. That way I'll be nice and consistent. So I'll leave it there and we'll change it. Other than that, let's see. I want the pup to really stand out. All right, we can develop that. I just did the puppy. And let's obviously always save your projects because I did not. All right, saved it. Oh, wait. It's saving it now. Yes. All right, I got it. I'll leave it for now. Well, actually, you know what? Before I leave, another thing came to me. I want this guy to kind of look like he is out of a cutout. It wouldn't be that. It would be cool to have the line kind of interrupted. Nah, not a gradient either. No. Contour. Nah. Now outside and probably let's leave it at solid color. But how do I make it so it's kind of like disturbed? All right, well, let's leave it at that. Let's see. What I'm going to do is, I'll show you what I'm going to do. Oh, I'll get you. I'll make you. Oh, or, well, we can either use a brush or we can use an eraser. I'm going to try with an eraser and use the tiniest. Oh, that's like so tiny. Too tiny. All right, but is it working? Or is it so tiny it's not working? All right, what's your problem? All right, wait a second. Am I on the right layer? Looks like I am. So what's the problem? Oh, yeah, wait. All right. Maybe I should use the brush and just use the black. Or it's not allowing me to do it because why? Mine's some sort of strange. Mhm. Oh yeah, because it's applying the effect. The oh wait, how am I gonna do that? And then it's applying the effect. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I can see that. All right. Well, I guess we'll just leave it at that. But it would be nice to take these things away. Away from my puppy. Get away. All right, well, that's just being ridiculous. All right, never mind. Leave it at normal. And I guess that's it for now. All right, let's save it. And wait, I missed a spot. Oh, stop messing with me. All right. Wait. Did I miss a spot? Oh, geez, Louise. Stop it. All right, there we go. Save it. And digress, quag. And I guess that's it for today. So I'm going to log out, log off, whatever, go take a lunch. Thanks so much for stopping by, chatting with me. Timothy Shane, always a pleasure. You're the most versatile conversationalist I've ever had on the show. Actually, Polito is pretty good too. I don't know where Polito is these days. Probably working, and he has 3 kids, and probably still waiting on that merch. I'm working on it. All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. I have 8 more songs to do, so we're gonna be doing more of this torture together, which I find really amusing personally. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.